Committed to bringing you up-to-the-minute groundbreaking news in local and international maritime trade, this is Nimasa This Week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle. As the year winds down, most organizations, well, at least the discerning ones, seize the opportunity to do some stock taking. Now, what occurred on December 5th at the Nimasa headquarters, to a large extent, can be described as stock taking, as members of the Marine Transport Committee of the House of Representatives visited the Nimasa headquarters in the performance of their oversight functions. Here is a report of that visit.
The headquarters of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency in Nimasa at Apapa in Lagos played host to the House of Representatives Marine Transport Committee. The committee exercises oversight functions for Nimasa and other maritime-related government institutions and were in Lagos for this purpose. The executive management of Nimasa, led by the Director General Patrick Ziakere Akobulokemi, and the other executive directors were on hand to receive members of the Marine Transport Committee of the House of Representatives, led by its chairman, Honorable Ifeanyi Ngwai. The atmosphere in the boardroom was very convivial as the legislators and management exchanged banter. When they settled down, the chairman of the committee, Honorable Ngwai, gave a brief overview of the purpose of their visit and then went on to ask the DG to make a presentation of the agency's activities since their last oversight visit.
The House Committee on Marine Transport is here on a visit to Nimasa in continuation of the 2013 Activity and Budget Performance Report. This will be the last for the year 2013, and I'm sure very soon the budget sessions will commence. Simply put, I will invite the DG, CEO to please do justice to my letter to the management and be precise and brief.
The DG, without wasting time, briefed the members of the committee on the activities of Nimasa.
God has blessed this country. Today, the strategic foundation that is going to make us a maritime nation are already being planted. They are in the offing and they are going to crystallize not too long. In maritime safety and maritime security, when this administration came on board, getting the required numbers of persons, particularly the master mariners, the maritime surveyors, for effective maritime safety functions was a major problem. After aggressive work, today we have got the required number of marine surveyors, master mariners that meets the IMO standard. The NSDB program has got aggressive boost because of the cooperation of this honorable committee. As we speak, about 2005 NSD students are in different parts of the world, and the program is continuing. I thank God, and I'm very happy that the honorable lawmakers went to Philippines and saw things themselves. For now, the cadets that joined this program very early have graduated, and we are giving them sea-time training. As we speak now, there are many of them that are on sea-time training. The initial fear has been that we will just train them, we will not give them sea-time training. There is no way you can get a master mariner or a marine surveyor without giving that person sea-time training. It is a practical job, and there are no two ways about it. We have started it, and we are going to intensify activities on that.
The DG took time to alert the House members of the existence of an international conspiracy with regard to maritime security issues in our coastal waters.
Not all the cases of reported hijacks, kidnaps, arrest of vessels, attack on vessels are true. Many of them are phantom. Phantom in the sense that there is what we call the war risk premium. That they have to create a scenario and paint the Nigerian situation as a war situation to charge the war risk premium. And who are those that are involved in charging the war risk premium? Are the people from the West, the Western world. And so much money is made by the P&L companies or institutions all over the world that for them to continue to charge that premium, which is a major problem we have in this country, is to create scenarios repeatedly that there is risk, there is war, a vessel was attacked, etc., etc. And they begin to charge that money. So there is also the dimension of international conspiracy. I am not saying that piracy do not occur in a maritime domain, but not all the piracy situations or reports are correct.
He then went on to compliment the committee for the constructive nature of relations between Nimasa and the committee.
Mr. Chairman, all these things we are talking about would have been very, very difficult if not because of the support that we have consistently got from this committee. If we can get this kind of support from other partners and from other committees in the National Assembly, I'm telling you, we can do much more better.
At the end of the DG presentation, some of the legislators sought clarification on different aspects of Nimasa's activities. The DG then went on to clarify issues for the legislators. The chairman of the committee, Honorable Ngwai, in his remarks complimented the management of Nimasa for its effort in transforming Nigeria into a maritime nation and went on to reassure Nimasa of his committee's support.
Ever since the present DG came on board, money due to man has always been released. Today, man wants to wear the toga of a university, and I would like to thank you for agreeing to be part of this all-important institution. During our last meeting, this committee was briefed on the amendment of the Cabotage Act, and they equally approved that same be sent to Rules and Business Committee for final legislative drafting. What it means is that any moment from now, we'll have the privilege of laying the amended or the revised act for consideration of the House of Representatives of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
He enjoined Nimasa to find a way to reawaken the interests of state governments in the National Seafarers Development Program.
We will urge Nimasa to constitute a committee to drive or urge states to key into the Seafarers Program as a way to add value to the maritime industry. This, I'm sure, will not only help in the issue of employment, but all this little kidnapping going on here and there, I think it will come to it. If Philippines can return $6 billion
yearly,
well, I think Nigeria will do more. But I would like to say that we've taken note of the civil service culture, and at the appropriate time, a review or amendment of the Act for your full autonomy will be considered.
To conclude proceedings, Honorable Ngwai went into parliamentarian mode as he sought and obtained a motion for adjournment of proceedings.
Those in support that will adjourn this session, Senator, please say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
This oversight visit was preceded by an earlier oversight tour of maritime training institutions in the Philippines, where Nimasa had placed several hundred cadets under the National Seafarers Development Program. The program has recorded significant milestones, with 16 state governments having embraced the initiative. Indeed, the success story of NSDP will not be complete without the vital inputs from these distinguished and honorable men and women. It was therefore not surprising that the House Committee on Marine Transport, led by its chairman, Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ngwai, alongside delegates from Nimasa on November 15, 2013, embarked on a working visit to the Philippines to evaluate the progress of the program against its original blueprints. Their mandate also included the assessment of the educational facilities available in the various institutions collaborating with Nimasa, and most importantly, assess the welfare of the Nigerian cadets studying in the Philippines. Two of the legislators who were in the Philippines with some Nimasa officials had this to say about their observations.
The policy of Nimasa towards bringing our children up in the area of maritime development, seafarers, and is worthy, and we want to appreciate them for especially locating a very, very good school in the Philippines, and we could see the infrastructures. When we look at the economy of the Philippines, we know that seafarers or the maritime sector contributes a lot of revenue, and we hope that this development will be transferred into Nigerian economy.
As you can see, sometimes we within the National Assembly, they only bring the theoretical aspects for us to see how allocation can be made and for it to be feasible. But when we come on this oversight, we're able to see firsthand what is really happening. I've never been impressed like I've been for the past 2 days in going to these university campuses and seeing the Nigerian students, one, their living condition, the educational infrastructure being put in place, and even the ship stimulators, very impressive on our side. The entire management staff, this is indeed a laudable project. And me personally, is something I'll commend them any day, because absolutely I have seen a very fantastic job in the making, bringing up the youths, believing in these youths that they're the future of tomorrow.
The accompanying Nimasa officials also had this to say.
It's been a very good experience bringing out the members of the Honorable House of Representatives to this fact-finding and interesting mission of oversight function. We are glad they've done their job of seeing how the students are faring, and we are very delighted with the kind of support they have for the growth of capacity development in Nigerian maritime sector.
The university that we have seen so far and the conduct of our students is highly commendable, and that the management of Nimasa, in the course of time, they will be truly proud of this great strength that they have made towards production of pool of seafarers. It is truly a very, very commendable effort by the management of Nimasa, and I think Nigeria in general will be truly proud about what we have seen.
Presently, there are over 2,500 Nigerian youths enrolled in various maritime academies around the world under the National Seafarers Development Program. Nimasa plans to have 5,000 cadets in the program by 2015 and 10,000 cadets by the year 2020 as a means of addressing the manpower shortfall in the maritime industry in Nigeria.
We continue on our update this week on the guideline on the implementation and governance of the International Ship and Port Facility Security ISPS Code. Certification shall only be awarded to such facilities appraised as being compliant. A certificate of compliance shall be issued by Nimasa consequent upon a verification of the facility at most 3 months before certification. A certificate of compliance shall remain valid for a period of 12 months, after which it must be renewed. Certificates of compliance shall expire at the end of the outgoing year and be renewed at the beginning of the incoming year. Irrespective of the compliance certificates obtained at the beginning of the year, an interim certificate of compliance becomes imperative for a port facility under the following conditions. Where a port facility seeks to make modifications which were not included nor provided for in the current PFSA and PFSP of the facility, such that the modifications will cause an alteration in the existing security arrangements, such as A. Acquiring or reclaiming more lands or shedding same, B. Erecting more buildings or pulling down the same, C. Increasing or reducing production facilities, D. Installing or decommissioning equipment. Where an act of nature forces the facility to make modifications to the current outlay of the facility. The interim certificate shall be issued consequent upon a VIE conducted on the facility and shall be valid for a period of 6 months. It is understood by Nimasa that there are different stakeholders offering value to the sector by way of the products and services they offer. Efforts in this regard by the stakeholder, as varied as they may be, must be coordinated within the mandate and objectives of Nimasa. It thus becomes imperative to categorize and give directions to these efforts to ensure non-conflicting inputs while affording every stakeholder a fair opportunity to contribute positively to the achievement of the objectives of the mandate. The Maritime Security Service providers are identified hereunder and will be licensed as such. Join us next week as we continue to update you on the ISPS code and the responsibilities of Nimasa as the designated authority in subsequent episodes of the program. For more information, visit www.nimasa.gov.ng.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared. Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
The chairman of the governing board of Nimasa, retired Lieutenant Colonel Agbukefas, is a man with a deep sense of history and loyalty. Now, these qualities were brought to the fore recently when he paid a courtesy call on the commander of the 9th Brigade of the Nigerian Army. For the Nimasa chairman, this was a homecoming of sorts, as he himself retired from the Nigerian Army some 3 years ago. Here's that report now.
Esprit de corps is a military parlance that connotes the spirit of camaraderie that exists between officers and men of the military. It was very much in evidence when the chairman of the governing board of Nimasa, retired Lieutenant Colonel Agbukefas, paid a courtesy call on the commander of the 9th Brigade of the Nigerian Army in Lagos, Brigadier General Oyebade. He also used the occasion of the visit to attend the promotion decoration ceremony of a cherished corpsmate of his, Colonel Emmanuel Emekam. The chairman of the governing board of Nimasa expressed his delight at returning to the brigade after over 3 years of retiring from the Nigerian Army.
Whatever I do in life, you can't take away the military from me. It is my number one constituency, and I'll continue to remain part of the military. That's where we draw our inspiration from, especially the discipline that is our bedrock. I have to keep in touch with my colleagues so that I won't lose sight and also they won't lose sight of me, because we have a way we encourage ourselves to be able to make the society a better place.
Responding, the brigade commander, 9th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Oyebade, spoke of his confidence in retired Lieutenant Colonel Agbukefas' ability to do the Nigerian Army proud in his current assignment as chairman of the Nimasa governing board.
I believe strongly that Colonel Kefas has brought to bear the training he had in the military and all through his career up till he retired just some 3+ years ago. And without doubt, and the successes we are seeing in Nimasa is an attestation of that military training.
The decoration ceremony took place in the boardroom of the brigade headquarters. Colonel Emmanuel Emekam was decorated by the brigade commander and was assisted by the colonel's wife, Mrs. Emekam. At the end of the ceremony, group photographs were taken and the Nimasa chairman got a chance to play catch-up with his former comrades at arms.
As part of our mandate to continually update you on issues within the maritime industry, here are some of the highlights of the guidelines on the implementation of the Coastal and Inland Shipping Act, otherwise known as the Cabotage Act 2003, revised in 2007. Eligibility for special register for joint venture-owned cabotage vessel include vessel already registered in the Nigerian Ship Registry and shipping company registered in Nigeria, where not less than 60% of the equity share in the vessel and 60% of the equity share in the shipping company are owned by Nigerian nationals. The controlling interest in the vessel and the shipping company is truly held by Nigerian nationals, free from any trust or obligation in favor of foreign nationals. Vessel is crewed by Nigerian seafarers and public officers. Vessel is built in Nigeria. Vessel and company are granted ministerial waiver on D and or E as the case may be. Vessel with a bill of sale or builder's certificates. The applicant shall fulfill the following requirements for special registration procedure for joint venture-owned cabotage vessel. 1. Obtain and complete a form for registration in Special Register for Cabotage Joint Venture-Owned Vessel. Application must be accompanied with Certificate of Nigerian Ship Registry, Cabotage Affidavit Form, Crew List Declaration, applicable waiver certificates, evidence of payments of fees, certificate of incorporation, memorandum and article of association, certified true copy CTC of forms CAC3 and CAC2, current tax clearance certificates, evidence of registration of shipping company with Nimasa. 2. Application shall be processed only where vessel documentation in the flag register is current and valid. 3. Applicants shall be asked to supply additional documentation where such are not contained in the vessel's file in the flag register. We shall continue to give you updates on the guidelines for the implementation of the Coastal and Inland Shipping Act on our program next week. For more information, visit www.nimasa.gov.ng.
A board of inquiry is the instrumentality through which authorities determine the cause of marine mishaps, apportion blame, and sometimes even sanction those who are found culpable. In January of this year, there was an explosion at the MRS jetty here in Lagos, and this caused the Ministry of Transport to empanel a board of inquiry. The board has since commenced work and were recently at the site of the explosion. Here's that report.
The Marine Board of Inquiry, set up by the Honorable Minister of Transport, visited the MRS oil and gas tank farm in continuation of the board's investigations into the causes of the fire explosion that occurred on the 9th of January 2013 when an oil barge was discharging petrol. On arrival and before the team set out for the day's assignment, the President of the board, Chief Magistrate Nureni Kuranga, made known their intention.
The main reference of the board is fact-finding. It's just to see what led to the fire incident and to make recommendations to the federal government on how such will not occur in the future. The cause of fire was not natural. Somebody didn't do his work. That is what led to the fire incident. We are still investigating, and it will not be proper for me to divulge our recommendations and findings here. We have an appointer whom we will definitely report to.
The Marine Board of Inquiry was set up by the Minister of Transport, Senator Idris Umar, in accordance with the Merchant Shipping Act of Nigeria 2007. In addition, the board is to ensure that port facilities are built and operated according to standards prescribed by the Port State Control and the ISPS Code. The committee's members are drawn from the judiciary, the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA), the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (Nimasa), and the Ministry of Transport at the federal level. Apart from the statutory responsibilities of the board, it was also there to ascertain whether the January 9, 2013 fire explosion was due to carelessness on the part of MRS Oil and Gas Limited. The Marine Board of Inquiry's visit saw them first inspecting the firefighting equipment at the organization's tank farm jetty. After the field investigation was done, it was now time to check documents for possible evidence. The chairman further stated that a punitive measure would be determined and taken after the report must have been submitted to the Minister of Transport.
Now that is our show for this week. As always, we hope we kept you educated and informed. Now please, let's keep this platform interactive. Nimasa This Week is an interactive show. We want to hear what you're thinking, your comments, your questions. We're here to answer them. All you need to do is send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. Now I'm going to be here same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.